The Cornish two-finned dolphin was first sighted in 1857 by British naturalist and zoologist Jonathan Couch. He observed a group of 12 dolphins, but among them were two dolphins that had strange features: two dorsal fins, one typical fin in the middle of its back and another fin about 2 feet behind it. Apart from that, the dolphins were normal, except Couch did say that they were a bit thinner than usual, but that's not too dissimilar. Now, a dorsal fin is a fin that whales and dolphins and other sea animals have, but ordinarily you're meant to have one. 2 dorsal fins is apparently impossible, and this is where the cryptozoology side comes in. Now, Jonathan Couch was born in 1789 and died in 1870 at the grand old age of 81, which was quite old for those times. Now, he was a very clever man. He was a doctor, in fact, and he was born in Cornwall, which is where he lived his entire life, and hence the name of the cryptid, the Cornish dolphin. Now, here's a photo of him. Whilst Jonathan Couch was a devout Methodist, his religious views should not influence how he viewed these species. In fact, he was quite an esteemed zoologist and naturalist, of course, so it doesn't make sense for him to lie about this. And also, many other sea cryptids have been described with 2 dorsal fins. But the Cornish two-finned dolphin is a bit different from usual, because instead of having a special colour or distinguishing features, it's literally just a common dolphin. Now, I do have the actual description that Jonathan Couch gave of the Cornish two-finned dolphin, and so I'm going to read it out loud in my best Jonathan Couch voice. In the month of April of the present year 1857, a close and accurate observer of nature, in company of some friends, had an opportunity of observing a company of dolphins at play, at a very short distance from him, with the water so clear that the projecting snout was easily seen, and all actions closely traced. Being elevated on a rock above them, an individual was made out, which was without difficulty, and was distinguished from the others by the remarkable character of having 2 dorsal fins. It was the belief of the observers that there were a pair of these two-finned dolphins in the herd, but one of them was especially the object of their attentions. The snout of the dolphin was distinctly visible, a length of the body from 6 to 8 feet, the shape far more slender than in the common dolphins, of which about a dozen were in the company. The colour was in the ordinary species, and as it repeatedly came to the surface, it was noticed that the first dorsal fin was at the middle of the length, and the other 2 feet nearer the tail. Its motions were like those of the other cetaceans, that they were amusing themselves at their leisure near the rocks in Lanarkshire Bay, but they appeared a little more active. There is no reason to suppose that the species is ever taken. Should it fall into the hands of a fisherman, it is important to science that it should be examined by some competent naturalist, as there can be no doubt it will show some other peculiarities behind that of having 2 dorsal fins. Cornish two-finned dolphin is again mentioned in 1866, 1900 and 1991, but they're never stated to be seen again. And Jonathan Couch seemed like a reputable man, so his sighting can be taken with a lot of credibility. But until we find one of these species, it's going to remain a cryptid. As always, thank you very much for watching. My patron's in the bio. I know it was quite a short video, but I hope you still had fun with it, and I'll see you in the next one.